A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dear viewers, assalamu alaikum. Auditing MCQs Part 3 के साथ आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर हूँ. Dear viewers, most important 20 MCQs की ये वीडियो शुरू से लेकर आखिर तक देखने की कोशिश करें. Let's start. Question number 41. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan was established in Option A 1949, Option B 1956, Option C 1961, Option D 1972. Option C is correct, 1961. Next, internal check is carried on by Option A, staff specially appointed for the purpose. Option B, internal auditor. Option C, supervisor of the staff. Option D, members of the staff. Dear viewers, internal check is carried on by members of the staff. Option D is correct. Next, goods sold on the basis of sales or return should be Option A, be included in the stock. Option B, not be included in the stock. Option C, not be checked by auditor. Option D, none of the above. Option A is correct, be included in the stock. Next, dash the audit risks, dash the materiality, and dash the audit effort. Option A, lower, higher, lower. Option B, lower, lower, higher. Option C, higher, lower, lower. And option D, lower, higher, higher. Option A is correct, lower. Lower the audit risks, higher the materiality, and lower the audit efforts. Next, which of the following statements is not true about continuous audit? Option A, it is conducted at regular interval. Option B, it may be carried out on daily basis. Option C, it is needed when the organization has a good internal control system. Option D, it is expensive. Option C is correct. Dear viewers, this statement is not true about continuous audit. Next, errors of omissions are Option A, technical errors. Option B, errors of principle. Option C, compensating errors. Option D, none of the above. Option A is correct, technical errors. Dear viewers, errors of omissions are also called technical errors. Next, window dressing implies Option A, curtailment of expenses. Option B, checking of wastages. Option C, undervaluation of assets. Option D, overvaluation of assets. Option D is correct. Dear viewers, window dressing implies overvaluation of assets. Next, test checking refers to the Option A, testing of accounts and records. Option B, checking of selected number of transactions. Option C, examination of adjusting and closing entries. Option D, checking of all transactions recorded. Option B is correct. Dear viewers, test checking refers to the checking of selected number of transactions. Next, the aim of a regular health check audit is to understand the current state of a project in order to Option A, increase project success. Option B, decrease project success. Option C, all of the above. Option D, none of the above. Option A is correct, increase project success. Next, auditors of financial statements can be classified into Option A, 5 categories. Option B, 2 categories. Option C, 3 categories. Option D, 4 categories. Option B is correct, 2 categories. Auditors of financial statements can be classified into 2 categories. Next, such an audit is called where auditors, in addition to the opinion on the financial statements, must also express an opinion on the effectiveness of a company's internal control over financial reporting. Option A, internal audit. Option B, external audit. Option C, integrated audit. Option D, quality audits. Option C is correct. Dear viewers, integrated audit. Next, which of the following best describes the primary purpose of audit program preparation? Option A, to detect errors or fraud. Option B, to comply with GAAP appropriate evidence. Option C, to gather sufficient. Option D, to assess audit risk. Option C is correct. Dear viewers, primary purpose of audit program is to gather sufficient. Next, the quantity of audit working papers complied on engagement would most be affected by option A, management's integrity. Option B, auditor's experience and professional judgment. Option C, auditor's qualification. Option D, control risk. Option B is correct. Auditor experience and professional judgment. Next, the working papers which auditor prepares for financial statements audit are option A, evidence for audit conclusions. Option B, owned by the client. Option C, owned by the auditor. Option D, retained in auditor's office until a change in auditors. Option C is correct. Owned by the auditor. Dear viewers, financial statements working papers are owned by the auditors. Next, audit program is prepared by option A, the auditor. Option B, the client. Option C, the audit assistants. Option D, the auditor and his audit assistants. Option D is correct. Dear viewers, audit program is prepared by the auditor and his audit assistants. Next, verification refers to option A, examination the physical existence and valuation of assets. Option B, examining the journal and ledger. Option C, examination of vouchers related to assets. Option D, none of the above. Option A is correct. Dear viewers, verification refers to the examination of physical existence and valuation of assets. Next, which of the following affects audit effectiveness? Option A, risk of over reliance. Option B, risk of incorrect rejection. Option C, risk of incorrect acceptance. Option D, both A and C. Option D is correct. Dear viewers, risk of over reliance and risk of incorrect acceptance affect audit effectiveness. Next, which is evidential matter generally considered sufficient? Option A, when it constitutes entire population. Option B, when it is enough to provide a base for giving reasonable assurance regarding truthfulness. Option C, when it's objective and relevant. Option D, when auditor collects and evaluates it independently. Option B is correct. When it is enough to provide a basis for giving reasonable assurance regarding truthfulness. Next, which of the following factors is most important in determining the appropriations of audit evidence? Option A, the reliability of audit evidence and its relevance in meeting the audit objective. Option B, the objectivity and integrity of the auditor. Option C, the quantity of audit evidence. Option D, the independence of the source of evidence. Option A is correct. Dear viewers, most important factor in determining the appropriation of audit evidence is the reliability of evidence and its relevance. Next, on the following, which is the least persuasiveness type of audit evidence? Option A, bank statements obtained from the client. Option B, documents obtained by auditors from third parties directly. Option C, carbon copies of sales invoices inspected by the auditor. Option D, computations made by the auditor. Option C is correct. Carbon copies of sales invoice accepted inspected by the auditor are the types of audit evidence. Please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.